Hello, everyone. I'm Mayor Samantha Kaag. Just going to kind of follow the same itinerary that we have and hand it right over to Chief Holben for updates.
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, search and rescue teams have located 2 more individuals at the Arm and Palmer site. We are still waiting for the coroner to confirm the remaining individuals' identities, but we do believe them to be the remaining presumptive missing individuals. We will keep you up to date on the progress. Our thoughts and prayers remain with the families. The investigation into the cause of the building explosion is still ongoing, and we will continue to provide updates when information becomes available. Throughout this tragedy, I have been impressed with the extraordinary efforts and dedication of all agencies that have come together to support our borough. The firefighters, law enforcement agencies, and search and rescue teams. I applaud your work and commitment to our community. I would especially like to take a moment to acknowledge the fierce dedication and outstanding work of the men and women of the West Reading Borough Police Department and the West Reading Borough Fire Department. Your commitment to your community is something they can be proud of. It has been a challenging past few days. However, it is an honor to work shoulder to shoulder with these individuals, and I would not have it any other way. Thank you.
So hearing what Chief Holben has said, please remember that this is still a devastating loss, but we are truly grateful to be able to account for all presumptive missing and bring closure to families involved in the upcoming days. We will not be announcing any names of the identified victims until we know for certain that their family has been contacted, they have had time to process, and break the news to themselves, to those close to them. There will be 3 buildings condemned around the current site, which is just a precaution as we move into the investigation phase to figure out what caused this and how we can prevent anything from happening like this in the future. This doesn't mean they are slated for demolition or uninhabitable, simply that there will still be work happening around them as we proceed and will need to be looked at further by structural engineers before being released. Those buildings are C&S Medical Supply, Palmer Building Number 1, and the apartment building and church at the corner of Penn and 2nd. The street closure will remain while we make the transition. We will alert the public when we anticipate the road closure to be lifted. However, 2nd Avenue and Franklin to Penn Ave will remain closed indefinitely. The community has reached out to Mayor Eddie Moran and me to host something for the victims of the affected, directly or indirectly. At this time, I would like to introduce Mayor Eddie Moran to speak further on it with details.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. As the mayor stated, this tragedy has hit all our neighboring communities, our county, our state, the Commonwealth, and the nation as a whole. As a person that originates from Puerto Rico, many of the Spanish community have reached out to me about how can they be a part of, how can we be unified, how can we do something, and to feel as part as possible to helping hand. I often say that we are each other's neighbors. So last night, in collaboration with community activist Shaika Jadida Del Rios, we came up with the idea of doing a candlelight vigil, which will take place this coming Friday at 7:30 p.m., where we unify both West Reading and the Reading community in the middle of the bridge to have a moment of silence and a moment of prayer for all those that have been affected by this incident, whether directly or indirectly. So we're going to invite the community to please continue to pray, to continue to keep those that have been directly affected in their prayers, and be a good neighbor to one another.
Thank you so much. And as we move forward, again, please reach out to the resource numbers that we've thrown out previously. That's for coworkers, anyone affected, family, friends, coworkers, any of the above. Obviously, we were around today. We had a lot of people that were upset, that were, feeling for those around them, that had friends and family that they had worked with for years, that, that they just really wanted, to let everybody know that they cared. We had some people make the Palmers strong, which the white represents the supervisors, the light blue was the leads, and the dark blue was all the other employees, and they wanted to make sure that they were showing as much support as they possibly could. So again, as we move forward, remember that this still is a devastating loss. We're still working with the families to get them information as we move forward, but this is, the site itself now is being moved over into the investigation period, so hopefully we will have more answers on what caused this and how it happened and how it can be prevented in the future. Thank you, guys.
As far as the investigative phase, will West Reading still take the lead on this? Does somebody like the ATF come in, since it was an explosion, and take over? Or do you guys just all work together?
We were working with the Pennsylvania State Police. The Pennsylvania State Police is investigating the explosion,
They're the lead.
on the explosion.
And while you were doing the cleanup process, were you keeping those things in mind, they might be able to use in the future during their investigation?
Absolutely.
Is that part of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, we had people kind of all around during the recovery process, rescue and recovery process. The only thing that obviously finding a presumptive known missing is that now they can fully go into the investigation process and really do their due diligence there. We obviously have kept going until the basement was cleared to find anyone possible, even those that may not have been on the list. And thankfully, we got what we believe is there. So now it's just sending it directly over and having other people be able to put their hands deeper into it.
What was the location of the last two individuals in the site?
Unfortunately, I'm not totally sure exactly.
Chief, do you know roughly what time the last two victims were found?
At approximately, I can get that for you. At approximately 18-15 hours and 20-20 hours.
You said 1850 and 2020?
Correct.
Thank you.
and the condition of those in the hospital, or how many are in there? Are they out? Or?
We obviously have some that are being treated, some that are still in there, so anything is speculation at this point.
Do their injury, or do you know anything about their injuries from stable to critical, or severity? Do they range? Are they all stable? What's the-
I do have information from the hospital that was provided, so I can get that to you.
And just one more
afterwards.
question, now going forward as the mayor.
Yes.
What are your plans going in the future? How is this gonna affect your city?
So obviously, this doesn't necessarily change anything for me. I'm still going to be there. We're still going to be working hard to get resources for those that were there, that were involved, for our community to be able to get what we need for us. So this is really just the start of everything. Now it's kind of doing not only just like the cleanup, but getting answers and then getting those resources into our community for what we need and to replace what we've lost in doing all of this.
And personally?
Personally, really, it's just I'm going to work hard for my community no matter what. I'm still going to be as involved as I am today. Obviously, I'm here. I'm trying to do the best that I can, and I'm going to do that every single day moving forward. That doesn't change after all of this is settled.
Mayor, there's been some fundraising initiatives in the community, like at the American Diner
Yes.
today, donating 100% of the proceeds. What does that mean to you, seeing this support?
It's phenomenal. Like it's truly humbling to see a community come together. It's such a shame that it tends to happen only when tragedies happen. And I would like to keep that momentum going moving forward, because we are such a small, tight-knit community. And it was so humbling to see everybody come together, even just neighbors coming together for neighbors. And I'd really love to kind of push that feel forward and make sure that we're doing those kinds of things as we move forward as much as we can. And obviously working with neighboring communities, and Berks County as a whole, we really truly have had a lot of love and support, and it's just been phenomenal.
Now that the last two victims have been found, what's tonight and tomorrow going to look like, and can we anticipate an update from you guys tomorrow?
I'm not sure about tomorrow at this point, but tonight it's still just kind of going over, working on getting as much info as we can, making sure that the families are getting contacted more personally, and that we're getting as much information, and we're still obviously making sure that we're reaching out to those that are offering resources, trying to figure out what resource we have. For those that are still grieving or that are upset, that just need someone to talk to, we're trying to find them, reach out to them, get them help, get them the resources that they need. So really the work doesn't stop for us. We're still going to be here. And honestly, I don't ever see council slowing down. We're really, really great in this community, and I just want to keep that community feel going.
Chief, is it safe to say that the remaining buildings in West Reading for the company will be closed for the foreseeable future?
Yes, until they can be deemed safe.
Can we confirm the numbers one more time, just total victims, obviously deceased and injured, if we know?
Unfortunately,
We have 7 deceased, 1 that was rescued from the scene. As far as the individuals taken to the hospital, we can provide that to you. I do have that information directly from the hospital. I can provide that at our next press conference for you.
Mayor Moran, the fact of the proximity of the 2 communities, is that part of why you're reaching out and working together? Or did a lot of people who are maybe perished or worked there, do they have ties with living in Reading?
It's a little bit of both. The fact that the minute the incident occurred, I was contacted and we made all departments, both fire, rescue, and police available to assist in their rescue mission. So that was personal to me. But the people that have been reaching out are both local and statewide. Both people that work, have had family that have worked there, just typical individuals, you know. Just like 9/11, unfortunately, where the communities came together and just wanted to give back, wanted to be a part of something, wanted to be in support of whatever they can. That's how this came about. I've been contacted from hundreds of individuals, from unions to businesses, offering support, having my number, and maybe not the mayor's here. And I've just been relaying it to her so that they could benefit from whatever is available, additional resources. But, you know, the fact that just the community wants to unify and wants to show emotional support, it's exactly where this comes from.
All right, so if that's all, we're gonna go ahead and get back to a little bit of what we're doing, kind of try to wrap up for the night.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah,
Now that we believe that everybody's been found,
yeah.
do you guys get a little bit of a break? Are you guys able to, are the responders able to go home for the night?
I think, so there are obviously still be people down there for a bit. You know, we need to close off the area. We need to make sure it's safe. You know, the public is gonna be safe around it. But I think really for myself and I think other council members, I think our rest comes when the families can rest. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.